Hi, everyone, and welcome into this week's weekly Linfield Women's Soccer Coaches Report. Joe Stewart here with you on the Linfield Sports Network. And, of course, with me, as always, head coach Steve Simmons. Coach, how you doing today?
I'm good. I'm getting ready for a midweek game. You know, we've got one of those midweek games that comes at you thick and fast and then turn it right around and play on the weekend. So a lot of preparation going on right now.
Exactly. Well, yeah, so the game tomorrow against Pacific, and that marks the start of the second half of the conference schedule. The schedule will be snaking around as you guys go on the road to play them up in Forest Grove. As we head now into the home stretch of the regular season, just 2 home games left on the year, what can you tell us about where this team is emotionally, mentally, competitively right now?
Well, I think we're in a decent state. I think this last weekend was our first back-to-back, where we've had to go Saturday, Sunday, and I think the players felt that, and especially when it's just a unique dynamic of traveling on the Saturday up to Tacoma and then coming back and then turning right around and playing a home game on Sunday. It takes a lot out of the legs, but all the teams have to do that for the most part, so we certainly don't want to use that as an excuse. It's more of a platform for me to make sure that I've got the players prepared in the most optimal way. But it has been a fun first round because I get a chance to see not only the opponents but how we respond to the opponents, things that we can improve on going into the second round, and so we're pretty excited to get into round 2 of the conference.
Definitely. Well, yeah, let's take a look back at last weekend. A little bit frustrating, of course. You start on Saturday on the road against PLU, give up the goal in the 7th minute, and played strong the rest of the way, but unable to recover. Of course, that team is so fast, possesses the ball so well. And then on Sunday, you come back at home against George Fox, a team that this squad has had success against in the past, but it ends in a 0-0 draw. And frankly, it was pretty obvious, I thought, through that first half, that it was taking a while to regain the energy that they have to be able to win a game. How much of this that Sunday performance, at least, could you chalk up to tired legs? Although I did think at the end it was starting to trend in the Linfield direction.
Yeah, I mean, for Saturday, we're playing against a team that's very much in form, and so, on their home turf, which was a great challenge. Right now, PLU is the benchmark for the conference, so we want to see where we're at. They made a couple really good plays, especially early on, to go up a goal. It gives me some pause to think about what I would want to do the next time we played PLU. I thought our players did well to battle, but I want to be more of in a proactive state when we play PLU the next time. So that was a good takeaway. And then as far as how we started out of the gate on Sunday, yeah, you're exactly right. And if you were to ask any of the players about Sunday's first half, they would tell you that, yeah, we were flat. And, we left ourselves vulnerable to a team that was super, super motivated. And when that happens, you leave yourself kind of chasing the game a little bit, which I thought we certainly did. And credit to the players. They, first Maddie Reimer, keeps us in it with some saves in the first half, and she does her job plus more. And then we go into the second half, and they get a little kick up the backside at halftime, and they respond. And but we still have to take our chances, and we didn't take our chances. Having hit maybe the crossbar or the post a couple of times, and then getting one cleared off the line. But that's how it falls. And I told the players that if you only play one half, you leave yourself vulnerable. And so what we want to do is learn from that. And so when we go into this weekend, to be committed and understanding that we need to go the full 90 plus if we need to. And I think if we can do that, we can find ourselves in a situation where we're going to be on the ball, asking more questions, and maybe creating more chances. And so if we can do that, I think we'll be in a better spot.
Definitely. Well, so it's Pacific on the road again on Wednesday, and then back home against Willamette on Saturday. That's the second to last home game of the year, though. Mm-hmm. A large part of this last stretch is going to be on the road. How do you prepare this team differently for long stretches of road matches compared to a heavy home schedule that we've seen so far this year?
Well, thankfully, most of the road matches are day trips, so it's not like we're going to the Bay Area for like 5 days or Los Angeles for 5 days. So the only difference would be the surface that we play on. So if we're playing on an artificial surface, we need to make sure that we are training on an artificial surface. So as far as like being away from home, the dynamic, I don't think it's going to matter as much. Certainly, it's always nice to be home and being able to not hop in a bus to go somewhere. But as far as performance, it'll just be the surface that we play on.
And then, of course, one could also say that arguably the toughest road just opponent is already in the rearview mirror with PLU and having to come down that same day. That's pretty much the most difficult part of the Northwest Conference schedule, with the Wits being in the same weekend at this point.
Yeah, the PLU road trip, when whoever's number one in the conference playing at their home is going to be a test. And so, we went through that. I think we learned a lot from it. Now we just got to put it into motion. But yeah, we've got the UPS and then the Lewis and Clark, the Portland trip, and so we'll sort those out. But it's a coach's cliche. It's a game at a time. How we handle it. It gives me an opportunity to make sure that I manage the process of how we do things on the road, so that they feel that they're in a routine, and it not only doesn't compromise their performance, but we want to enhance performance. Sometimes being on the road is not a bad thing if you're overnight, because at least I know they're going to sleep at a certain time, and they can get some peace and quiet instead of being in the dorm room. So there's a lot of benefits to that. But yeah, round 2, we're looking forward to it. We want to see how much we're growing as a club, and I think that the girls are excited about it. But also, we've rotated a lot of players. We're averaging, I think, about 18 players a rotation, and the reason behind that is because in the second round of the Northwest Conference, we want to make sure that our players have some legs left. And when you don't have that rotation in, and you count on certain players playing a lot of minutes, it's tough. It's a tough league to do that in, especially if it's a Saturday, Sunday.
And then looking ahead to Willamette on Saturday, they've been one of the toughest clubs in the Northwest Conference this year, having a really terrific season. That was a tough, full 90-minute match when you guys went up there, and I believe the second conference game of the year, which ended in a 2-1 win for Willamette. What are you taking from that match at the beginning of the conference schedule going into Saturday's game?
Yeah, that match and the Pacific match seemed like it was ages ago. But there's a lot to take away from it, because Willamette has some really good attacking pieces, but we've got to do what we need to do better, and I think we're improved as far as what we need to do. So playing against Pacific tomorrow and then hosting Willamette, I think that the girls are in a better spot of this time when we play these ball clubs, we're going to do this, because last time we didn't quite do these things as well as we needed to. So that's what that first round gives you that experience. The second round is, okay, well, can we put that into play? And so I think the girls are excited about that.
That's pretty much going to do it for us here with this week's Linfield Women's Soccer Coaches Report. The Wildcats are on the road tomorrow night in Forest Grove to play Pacific, and then back home on Saturday against Willamette with our live coverage on the LSN starting at 11:40. That is the second to last home game of the year. The Cats are about to have 4 straight on the road, so if you can, be sure to make it out to catch the Wildcats here in McMinnville. Coach, thanks so much for your time today.
Thank you very much, Joe.